Breaking news, Damian Lillard has officially been traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. Yes, that's right, the Milwaukee Bucks, not the Miami Heat like everybody, including myself, expected. So let's talk about this trade, what is going on, y'all. Faiz Sports all back at it with another video talking, of course, some NBA here to take a little bit of a break from football here and to break down this trade here for you guys. So talking about this trade, let's first and foremost just talk about the fact that, wow, this came out of left field completely. Nobody, I believe, thought Milwaukee would be in the Dame sweepstakes, and lo and behold, they're not even in the sweepstakes. They've won the damn thing. All right, Dame's headed to Milwaukee. So my first analysis on this, just kind of glancing over the full trade itself. It's a three-team trade between the Bucks, the Blazers, and the Suns. And here is what each of the teams are receiving. So the Bucks get Damian Lillard, of course. The Blazers get Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Tumani Kamara, a 2029 first, and also two swaps, I believe, from the Bucks. And then the Suns get Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson. All right, we'll start from the Bucks side of things here, okay? So the Bucks, objectively speaking, did get better because Damian Lillard is one of the best players in NBA history, and obviously he is a sniper. And as far as fit, we're talking about like one of the best fits you can have for Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? A guy who drives to the basket in Giannis, and then he can kick out to one of the greatest shooters in Damian Lillard. So from a fit perspective, from a talent perspective, more talented than Drew Holiday. We know that, just one of the best players in basketball, period. But they did lose a lot on the perimeter defensive end. Defensively, on the perimeter, Damian Lillard is nowhere close to the player that Drew Holiday is. And they also lost, by the way, the Bucks did Javon Carter in the offseason. They lost him to the Chicago Bulls. And so the backcourt defense takes a big of a hit here. Now, am I saying that would have stopped me from making this move for Dame? Probably not. The ceiling is raised, but I'm just saying the floor might be lowered a little bit because, man, Drew Holiday did everything for that team. He would lock down the opposing team's best perimeter player. And now, who are you tasking that with? And of course, the depth suffers a little bit. But man, Milwaukee's got scoring for days with Giannis and Dame and Middleton. How do you stop that, right? When Giannis is driving to the bucket and you got Dame, you got Middleton, you got Brook Lopez who can shoot, and then whoever else they want to put out there, whether it's like Jay Crowder or whoever else who can shoot, like it's just four shooters and pick your poison. So again, I probably would have done this trade as well, but I'm just saying it might not be the humongous upgrade that everybody is thinking because Drew Holiday gave you a lot on the defensive end, okay? The other thing, too, is, man, Giannis's comments over the past couple of months, did this have to do with those comments? Meaning, does Milwaukee even make this trade for Dame if Giannis doesn't talk about, if we're not competing for championships here every year, I'm not going to be here, I'm going to win somewhere else? Like, did that all get in the Bucks front office head and they were just like, we can't risk this, let's go out and get Dame? Potentially, I definitely think it was part of it. So that's something also to keep in mind here. So from the Bucks perspective, again, anytime you get a future Hall of Fame player like a Damian Lillard, they're, to me, the favorites in the East now. They are the best team on paper in the East, and I believe they should come out of the East over Boston, over Miami, who probably would have been the team that would have gotten Dame. Over all the other teams in the Eastern Conference, I would put the Bucks at the top, and potentially in the NBA too, right? We could talk about the Denver Nuggets. We could talk about, the Phoenix Suns here, of course, in this trade as well. But yeah, the Bucks are the favorite in the East for sure, potentially in the NBA as a whole. Now, talking about the Blazers' return here, I'm not sure I like this return for the Blazers. So you get Drew Holiday, who you most certainly are going to flip because he is a older veteran player who does not fit the rebuilding roster that is the Blazers. Okay, so depending on what you get from him, that is kind of an incomplete grade in terms of how I feel about it. Then you get DeAndre Ayton, who I've never been a big fan of. DeAndre Ayton is a soft big who, again, doesn't play with much aggression. And I believe even though he's got the talent, he just, during playoff time got bullied in the post. Like, again, just from a, mentality perspective, is he really the guy for, you to get? But he's young and maybe he's got potential, so I don't hate that, right? Kamara and then, the other throw-ins don't really matter. We're talking about bench pieces, but here we go. One first, a 2029 first, and a couple of swaps with the Bucks. The Bucks picks are going to suck because they're going to be very good. But hey, maybe in 2029, which is actually 5 years from now, right? Or excuse me, 6 years from now, that pick actually might be good. But that's a long time to wait, man, because again, Dame and Giannis might not be there anymore. My point is, if the Heat were in fact offering Tyler Hero, Jaime Jaquez, Nikola Jovic, and 3 firsts, if that was actually what the Heat were offering and the Blazers took this offer from the Bucks, they are dumb. I would have taken that offer from Miami in a heartbeat. Now, there was a very good chance Miami never offered that, which is why the trade was never made with the Heat. But I'm just saying, I wish they would have gotten more draft picks in return for Dame. Now, maybe they get those draft picks when they flip Drew Holiday, and as far as the team that is the perfect fit for him, we could talk about that. Miami, maybe, hey, maybe even the Bulls. We'll see. But yeah, just the draft picks part is where But I'm glad they traded Dame and, finally moved on to the rebuilding chapter. Now, finally with the Suns, man, just, as the third team in this, they kind of won this trade to me. You're giving up DeAndre Ayton, who, again, man, he was done with that team. That team was done with him. It was over, just negative vibes all around. And again, I told you about him being soft in the playoffs and just not being aggressive and not being the guy that they needed. When you're going up against a Nikola Jokic, he's getting bullied in the paint. Like, he's just not that dude. And so they were able to flip him for Yusuf Nurkic, who I think, even though he's more injury prone, I'll take Nurkic over Ayton. Grayson Allen's a good shooter, though he's a bit of a dirtier player. Nasir Little and Keon Johnson, solid depth pieces. So you didn't need any more star power. You just needed guys who can play their roles, and you needed a big. That's what you got. So I like this move for the Suns a lot. Flipping Ayton for more depth, which is what they need. So overall, I think the Suns won this trade. So my overall thoughts are, yes, the Bucks won. I think the Blazers could have gotten more value for Dame, more draft picks certainly, and the Suns, I think, came out as winners as well. So that's how I feel about this trade, people. Let me know what you guys think about this trade. Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks. This is going to be crazy, folks. They are definitely, to me, the favorites in the East and potentially in the entire NBA. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts, as always.